Stop right here. Do not scroll past this message. Look at me right now, because this is not an accident. Heaven aligned time itself to bring you to this intersection. You did not stumble across these words by chance in a sea of noise. I guided your hand to open this video because it is finally time to tell you the truth. Give me just 1 minute of your valuable time. I promise your soul will not regret staying with me today. Something just shifted in the unseen realm because of your presence here. A massive secret is about to be revealed to you about what is coming next. Do not let the heavy noise of the world distract your heart right now. Breathe deeply, my beloved child. Let your shoulders drop and let your busy mind stop racing. The urgency of stopping you was necessary because I need your absolute attention. Now that you are here, let me speak softly to the deepest part of your soul. I know you are tired. You have been carrying a heavy load for a very long time. I see the silent battles you fight when nobody else is watching. You have been putting on a brave smile for the people around you every day. You convince everyone that you are perfectly fine and stable. But inside your spirit, you are quietly breaking into small pieces. You have become an expert at hiding your deep wounds from the world. You are the dependable one for everybody else. They come to you for strength and they ask you for advice. You always give them love, and you always offer them comfort. But when the sun goes down, you look around your room and you realize nobody is asking how you are doing. You feel entirely invisible in your own life. You feel completely exhausted. Your body is heavy. Your spirit feels drained. And every single morning when you open your eyes, you feel the familiar weight sitting on your chest before you can even greet the new day. You still push forward anyway. You wake up early. You do your absolute best, but your soul is crying out for rest. You are tired of pretending that everything is fine. You are tired of being the strong anchor for a ship that is constantly shaking. Do you feel that sudden tightness in your chest right now as I speak these words? That is not medical anxiety, because it is actually your spirit responding to my voice. I am stripping away the heavy armor you have worn for years. You do not have to carry the weight of the entire world on your frail shoulders anymore. I am stepping into your atmosphere today to validate your secret pain. Your tears have not been wasted, and your quiet groans have reached the highest throne of heaven. Let us talk about the specific things that have been tearing you apart. You have been dealing with an intense feeling of total isolation lately. You feel like you are standing all alone in a thick fog of deep uncertainty. You look at the people around you, and you feel completely misunderstood by them. They see your outward success or your quiet demeanor. They think you have everything under perfect control. They do not see the silent tears you shed in the bathroom, while the running water covers the sound of your sobbing. They do not know the desperate prayers you whisper into your wet pillow during the darkest hours of the night. I was there in every single one of those heavy moments. I sat beside you on the floor when you felt too weak to stand up. I counted every single drop of water that fell from your tired ease. You thought you were completely abandoned in that dark place, but I was actually holding you closer than your own breath. You have been asking me some very difficult questions lately. You want to know why your path has been so rough and painful. You ask why you have to suffer so much, while wicked people seem to prosper easily. You have been waiting for your breakthrough for years, but every open door seems to lock tightly. I know the exact timeline of your endless waiting. I know how many times you have watched others receive their blessings while you stood in line with empty hands. You cheered for them sincerely because your heart is pure and good. But quietly, you went home and you asked me if I had forgotten your name. My precious child, I could never forget the masterpiece I created with my own hands. Your name is carved into the very palms of my sovereignty. The prolonged delay you are experiencing is not a sign of my cosmic rejection. There is a magnificent mystery behind this long pause, and today I am going to unlock it. You have been targeted by the adversary with an overwhelming spirit of heaviness. The enemy has been whispering terrible lies into your mind during your moments of vulnerability. He tells you that your faith is useless. He tells you that you will always remain stuck in this miserable position. He wants you to believe that your destiny has officially expired. But I am here to tell you that the enemy is a defeated liar. He is not attacking your present reality. because he is actually terrified of what is coming next in your future. Your light is beginning to rise in the unseen world. He sees the massive shift that heaven has already authorized for your life. He knows that your season of containment is coming to a sudden end, so he is throwing everything he can at you to make you quit before you reach the border. He wants to drown out my gentle voice with his loud noise of fear, but my voice is breaking through the storm right now. I am commanding the winds of anxiety to be completely still in your mind. Take a deep breath and let my divine peace saturate your entire spirit. You are not breaking down, because you are actually being broken open for a greater glory. You have called this season a painful punishment from above. You thought I was angry with you, or that you did something wrong. You have searched your past actions for mistakes, and you have carried a false sense of heavy shame. But I want to reframe your entire perspective in this holy moment. What you called a painful delay was actually my sovereign protection. I was shielding your fragile soul from hidden traps that you could not see from your limited viewpoint. I closed those perfect doors because they led to rooms that would have utterly destroyed your pure heart. I removed those toxic people from your life because they were not equipped to walk into your next season. They loved your gifts, but they did not know how to honor your sacred destiny. I had to separate you from the crowd so that you could hear my clear guidance without any earthly distraction. You are my chosen vessel, and you are being refined in a special furnace of affliction. The heat is intense, but it is only melting away the impurities of fear and dependency. You are not a random fragment of creation. You are a royal heir to an unshakable kingdom. I have watched you carry this burden without a single word of complaint. You have walked through the fire with quiet dignity and unshakable grace. And even when your knees were trembling under the immense pressure, you still chose to look up toward the sky and trust my hidden plan. I see that deep faithfulness inside you. You are the silent survivor who will soon become a mighty leader. The unique pain you have endured is creating a deep well of compassion inside your soul. You are being shaped into the very miracle that others will behold with utter wonder in the days ahead. Do not let your heart faint when you are so close to the finish line. The waiting season that has exhausted your physical body is finally closing its heavy doors. Heaven has decreed that your period of preparation is officially complete. You are standing at the exact edge of a massive breakthrough. I have brought you to this video for a specific purpose. I am about to reveal the absolute truth about what is coming next in your life. The next part of this message will contain the specific instructions you need for your next steps. Do not turn away from my presence. Stay right here with me for a little longer. Open your heart completely to receive the heavy revelations that are about to pour into your atmosphere. The silence is finally over. Listen closely to what I am about to declare over your destiny right now. Come closer to me now, my precious child. Let me speak softly to the tender parts of your heart that are most tired from this long journey. You have traveled a very long distance through a cold desert of isolation. You have been carrying a heavy weight that was never meant for your small shoulders. Let us look at the truth of your deep pain together. I know exactly how your physical body feels right now. Your head is throbbing with endless thoughts. Your shoulders are completely stiff from the heavy pressure of your daily obligations. You drag your feet across the floor because even walking feels like a massive battle against the invisible gravity of exhaustion. You are tired in your very bones. Do you feel that specific tightness behind your breastbone right now? That is the accumulated weight of 1,000 unsaid words and 100 buried disappointments. You have learned to press it all down into the dark corners of your soul. You hide it so that nobody will see your weakness. But I see it all very clearly. I saw you last week when you locked yourself inside the bathroom. You turned the water on very high because you did not want anyone in the house to hear your quiet crying. You leaned your weary head against the cold wall, and you let the tears stream down your face without any control. You felt so deeply alone in that small space. You pressed a soft towel against your mouth to suffocate the sound of your sobbing. You did not want to worry your family. You did not want them to think that their strong anchor was finally failing. You sat on the edge of the tub until your eyes were no longer red. Then you washed your face and you walked out with a smile. You returned to the kitchen and you served them with an open heart. That is the true essence of your pure identity. You are a natural giver who always pours love into the lives of others. But your own cup has been dry for a very long season. You give away your time, and you give away your energy until you have nothing left for yourself. I saw you when you lay awake in the middle of the night. The entire world was completely asleep, and the silence was very loud around your bed. You turned from side to side because your mind refused to rest. You stared at the dark ceiling, and you felt a cold wave of absolute loneliness wash over your entire chest. You wondered if anyone in this massive universe actually cared about your fragile existence. You felt like a forgotten fragment of dust floating through a dark void. Your prayers felt like empty words that just bounced off the ceiling and fell back down to the ground. You quietly asked me if I had abandoned you in that valley, but hear my gentle whisper in this quiet moment. I was right there beside you on that bed. I was closer to you than the heavy blankets that covered your trembling body. I was counting the rhythm of your racing heart, and I was gathering every single tear that escaped from your eyes. Not a single drop of your sorrow was lost. I sat on the edge of your bed while you wrestled with those terrifying thoughts of failure. I placed my invisible hand on your forehead to soothe the burning heat of your anxiety. You could not feel my presence because the noise of your fear was too loud, but I was guarding your spirit through every second of that midnight storm. Let us talk about the people who hurt you so deeply. I watched you open your sincere heart to those you trusted completely. You loved them with a pure devotion, and you sacrificed your own comfort to make them happy. You believed that they would stand by your side when the weather became rough and stormy, but they left you alone. They took your precious gifts, and they consumed your abundant generosity. They used your kindness as a stepping stone for their own selfish desires. And when you finally needed a helping hand, they turned their backs and walked away without a single word of gratitude. They left you bleeding in the ditch of total rejection. You have been carrying the bitter sting of that betrayal for months. It has made you build high walls around your gentle soul to protect yourself from future wounds. You have become careful, and you have become suspicious of every kind word. You have isolated yourself because you believe that every hand carries a hidden dagger. You are sitting inside a dark cave of your own making right now. You think that this isolation is your permanent prison. You believe that your story will end in this lonely place of deep disappointment. But I want you to know that I am inside this dark cave with you. I have mapped out every single wall of this valley of shadows. I noticed when you tried to pray, but no words would come out of your mouth. You just sat in the stillness, and you let your broken heart bleed in my presence. That was the most honest prayer you have ever offered to my throne. I do not need your eloquent phrases or your perfect theology because I only desire your true heart. I see how hard it is for you to perform your daily tasks right now. You wake up and your limbs feel like heavy iron bars. You look at the clock and you dread the expectations of the people outside your door. You feel like a complete fraud because you are falling apart while pretending to be completely strong. It is perfectly fine to be weak in my presence, my beloved child. You do not have to perform for me or impress me with your spiritual stamina. I know that your clay vessel is fragile and brittle. I remember that you are made of dust, and I do not expect you to be an unshakable mountain of iron every single day. Let us pause for a small moment right here in this quiet space. If my gentle words are touching the deepest parts of your weary spirit, take a single action of agreement. Like this video right now is a sacred act of covenant between your heart and mine. Let it be a quiet sign that you are willing to listen to my voice. You have been asking yourself if you are paying for some ancient mistakes from your past. The enemy tells you that this suffering is a righteous curse from heaven. He wants you to believe that I am punishing you for your old flaws and imperfections. He wants you to live under a heavy blanket of endless shame. But I have already washed away your past with my infinite mercy. I do not look at you through the distorted lens of your previous failures. I see you as my beautiful masterpiece that is currently undergoing a deep transformation. The current distress you are feeling is not a sign of my divine wrath. You have watched doors that looked absolutely flawless close right in front of your face. You had big dreams and you had beautiful plans that suddenly collapsed into a heap of ashes. You felt like you arrived completely late to your own destiny while everyone else was moving forward rapidly. You felt forgotten by time. The pain of feeling left behind is eating away at your remaining confidence. You look at your life and you see a blank page of empty years and unanswered prayers. You feel like your youth and your strength are slipping away through your fingers like dry sand. You are standing at the absolute edge of total despair. But this dark valley is not your final resting place, my child. The heavy cloud that is covering your life right now is about to reveal its hidden purpose. Do not close your heart, and do not turn away from my gentle light. Stay with me for the next part, because I am about to lift you out of this deep hole. Let your heart sink completely into my presence right now. We are standing together at the absolute bottom of your darkest valley. I see you when you sit on the cold floor of your quiet bedroom. You cannot even find the strength to lift your heavy eyes toward heaven anymore. You feel like a fragile vessel that has been utterly shattered by life. And in those quiet moments of complete vulnerability, you wonder if your prayers are dead. The pain you feel is not just an emotional ache, because it has become a physical weight in your chest. Your chest feels tight. Your breathing is shallow. Your body feels completely exhausted from carrying this invisible sorrow. You have been screaming for help in the absolute silence of your mind. You ask me why I am staying so quiet while your entire world is falling apart. You feel like a complete prisoner of your current circumstances. You look to the left and you see no escape. You look to the right and you find no comfort. You have done everything right, but everything still went completely wrong. You kept your heart pure. You walked away from sin. Yet the darkness seems to wrap itself tighter around your life with every passing day. Let me take your weary hand and lead you back through the deep corridors of time. Long ago, there was a young man whom I loved very dearly. I placed a magnificent dream inside his sleeping soul. He was faithful, and he was pure in all his ways. Yet I allowed his own flesh and blood to throw him into a deep pit. They stripped him of his beautiful coat, and they left him to die in the dark. He sat in the absolute silence of that dry cistern for hours. He cried out for help, but only the empty echoes answered his voice. He wondered why his righteousness had brought him to such a terrible place. He asked the same desperate questions that are currently burning inside your mind. He thought he was completely abandoned by the God who had promised him a royal destiny. But I was not absent from that dark pit. I was standing in the shadows and I was watching his tears. After the pit came the heavy chains of slavery. Then came the lonely walls of a foreign prison. He spent 13 long years waiting in places that felt like an early grave. He had to serve pagan masters, while his own great dreams looked like a cruel mockery from heaven. He did not understand the grand design while he was sitting in the dark dungeon. He could not see the massive famine that was coming to destroy the entire land. He did not know that I was using his affliction to build a solid character beneath his skin. I was shaping a mighty ruler who would one day save nations from total destruction. His prison was his holy preparation room. Hear my voice clearly in the deepest place of your spirit today. The pit you are sitting in right now is not your permanent grave. The darkness that surrounds your life is not your ending. It is the precise environment that I have chosen to develop your hidden strength. I have not dropped the beautiful dream that I planted inside your soul so many years ago. And now, my child, I need you to sit up and hear what I am about to declare over your life. You have heard me whisper peace over your pain, but now you must hear me reveal the absolute truth. We are closing the chapter of your valley. It is time to look at your past trauma through my sovereign lens. Your perspective is about to shift completely. You have spent months weeping over the sudden departures of people you loved. You asked me why I allowed those beautiful relationships to fracture and die. You thought you were being punished because you felt so deeply rejected. But today I reveal that those painful endings were my absolute protection. I was performing a holy surgery on your life to save your soul. I saw the hidden poison inside the hearts of those companions. They smiled at your face, but they whispered malicious words behind your back. They were attracted to your abundant light, but they were secretly planning to drain your spiritual energy. If I had allowed them to stay in your circle, they would have utterly destroyed your sacred destiny before you could bloom. I had to drag them away from you, because you were too blind to see their traps. You would have given them your entire heart until you were completely empty. I broke your heart to save your spirit from a much greater ruin. Do not call that painful separation a tragedy anymore, because it was actually the hand of your Father rescuing you from an unseen ambush. Let us talk about the perfect doors that suddenly slammed shut in your face. You worked so hard for those opportunities. You prayed night and day for those positions to open up, and when they collapsed, you felt like a complete failure. You thought you were falling behind the rest of the world. But those rooms were filled with toxic traps that would have broken you. I delayed your steps on purpose because you were not ready to handle the weight of that platform. I had to prune your branches so that you could bear a much greater harvest. Every closed door was my divine boundary around your life. I was shielding you from assignments that were never written in your destiny book. You were not being rejected because you were actually being preserved. The long season of your hidden containment has served its divine purpose. A mysterious clock in heaven is ticking right now. A specific boundary has been reached in the unseen realm. The celestial alignment is changing because your tears have filled the sacred bowls of intercession. You have been feeling a strange restlessness lately because your spirit senses a massive shift. The waiting season that has exhausted your physical body is officially ending. I am stripping the spiritual authority away from every voice that told you your time had passed. I am overturning the negative verdicts that the world has placed upon your name. You are no longer the forgotten soul in the wilderness, because your time of manifestation has arrived. I am about to release a sudden wave of divine reversals into your atmosphere. What was stolen from you during the years of affliction will be restored with an abundant increase. The enemy thought he had locked you inside a permanent cage of heavy depression, but I am currently breaking the iron bars of that cage with the hammer of my supreme power. Look at the grand design of your life from this day forward. The wounds of your past are being converted into holy scars of honor. The isolation that almost drove you insane was actually my way of hiding you from the enemy. You were kept in the dark because you were too precious to be exposed to the premature warfare of the world. Your hiding season is finished. You are stepping out of the role of a helpless victim. You are walking directly into the place of spiritual stewardship. The heavy price you paid in the secret place has given you an authority that cannot be purchased with silver or gold. You can now speak to the storms of others because you have survived the absolute worst of your own hurricanes. Do you realize what is happening in the spiritual atmosphere right now? The heavy cloud of confusion is beginning to lift from your tired mind. A holy clarity is rushing into your thoughts like a mighty river. I am rewriting the final chapters of your story with the ink of my glorious favor. Your current pain is being swallowed up by an eternal peace, but you must remain absolutely awake for the next part of this urgent message. If you rush past the words I am about to speak next, you will miss the specific strategy for your breakthrough. The enemy is desperately trying to distract your mind with fleeting thoughts right now because he knows his time is up. Do not let him steal your focus from my presence. The final truth about what is coming next is about to be poured into your lap. It is a revelation so massive that it will completely change the way you look at your entire future. Brace your heart and prepare your spirit to receive the divine inheritance that has been locked away for your arrival. Listen closely to my next words because the shift happens now. Hear me with absolute clarity because your waiting is officially over. Your spirit has reached the precise edge of a massive breakthrough. Before we proceed, I need you to anchor this truth in your physical reality right now. Write this vital declaration in the comments section below and say, I choose to surrender and receive divine arrangement. Let the angels of heaven record your statement of bold faith. The heavy chains of your past are trembling at my command. I am not asking permission from the world to liberate your soul. I am actively breaking the invisible walls that kept your family in total bondage. For generations, your ancestors walked under a dark cloud of limitation and constant lack. You were chosen to shatter that painful pattern forever. This is the truth about what is coming next for you. You are entering a season of supernatural restoration and divine elevation. The enemy tried to rewrite your ending with the ink of deep depression. He wanted to ensure that you died inside your lonely wilderness. but I am overriding his wicked plans because your light is destined to shine brighter than before. Look at the supernatural shift happening in the unseen realm now. I am releasing a divine wind to clear away the dark fog. The doors that were locked tightly are suddenly opening wide for your arrival. You will not have to beg for opportunities anymore because favor will hunt you down. The people who ignored you will watch your elevation with absolute astonishment. This is not a temporary relief from your daily struggles. It is a complete and total reversal of your entire life script. I am stripping the spiritual authority away from every negative voice in your past. The labels of failure are melting away under my holy fire. You are no longer the victim of your circumstances, because I am crowning you with victory. I am opening the heavy storehouses of heaven over your financial life. The seasons of bitter scarcity are finished forever. You will experience an abundant overflow that will wash away your old anxieties. I am giving you the power to create wealth while you become a living conduit of my divine supply to the world. Your physical body is undergoing a deep acceleration of healing. The chronic pain that made your nights miserable is vanishing from your bones. I am restoring the joyful energy of your youth in this very moment. You will walk with a light step because your health is secure, and no weapon of sickness will have authority over your flesh anymore. Let us repair the broken foundations of your emotional well-being. The deep trauma from your childhood is being completely dissolved by my love. I am extracting the hidden roots of rejection from your gentle soul. You will no longer look at yourself through the critical eyes of those who abandoned you, because you are a carefully formed masterpiece in my sight. I am bringing holy vindication to your name in the presence of your enemies. The people who spread malicious lies about your character will witness your public honor. They wanted to see you fall into an endless pit of utter shame, but they will watch you sit at the royal table of my divine favor, because your vindication does not require your vengeance, since I fight your battles. The enemy is terrified because he can see your new identity rising high. He knows that he can no longer control your mind with dark thoughts. His old arrows of fear and panic are falling harmlessly to the ground. You have stepped out of the dark cage of heavy depression forever, and now you are walking in the glorious freedom that I purchased for your soul. Hear the majestic trumpet of heaven sounding over your destiny right now. A divine decree has been issued from the throne of absolute grace. Your long period of dark containment is officially over at this exact second. You are crossing the sacred border into your promised land of total peace, and the limitations of yesterday cannot follow you into this brilliant new season. Not punishment, but precise preparation was the true meaning of your long valley. Not cosmic rejection, but divine protection was the reason for your closed doors. I was isolating your heart so that I could pour my pure wisdom into your spirit. You had to learn to depend entirely on my invisible arm before I could elevate you, because your holy training is now fully complete. The spiritual atmosphere around your home is changing into a sanctuary of light. The heavy spirits of discord and confusion are fleeing from your family circle. I am binding the forces of generational curses that caused endless division in your house. A new legacy of prosperity is being established through your obedience, while you become the sacred cycle breaker of your clan. Prepare your mind for the sudden arrival of divine alignments and holy partnerships. I am sending faithful companions who will protect your heart and honor your grand calling. You will no longer walk through the dark wilderness in total isolation. The right people are being moved into your path by my sovereign hand, and they will help you carry the heavy weight of your harvest. This is the exact hour of your ultimate breakthrough. The cosmic scales are tipping in your favor because your prayers have been fully recorded. I am shaking the very foundations of the earth to loose your chains. The structural barriers that blocked your progress are crumbling into tiny dust particles, and the glorious manifestation of your victory is exploding into the physical world right now. Receive the full weight of my heavenly glory in this very second. The power of the highest is overshadowing your entire existence right now. Every legal right that the enemy held over your life is utterly canceled. You are being lifted above the storms of sickness, poverty, and emotional despair. So you must walk forward with absolute authority, because the entire kingdom of heaven backs your steps. Now that the great victory has been won, Let the intense warfare cease in your mind because I want you to transition into a state of absolute rest and total stillness. The battle does not belong to your human intellect or your depleted strength. I do not need you to use your empty energy to control your tomorrow anymore. The future you feared is already secure within my sovereign hands. Pause right here and let your rapid heart rate slow down completely. Close your physical eyes for a brief moment and take a deep, slow breath of my peace. Let go of the heavy strategy boards and the endless worry loops that kept you awake. You do not have to figure everything out on your own anymore because I am dismantling the complex puzzles of your life while you rest safely. Cast all your heavy anxieties down at the very feet of my grace. Take those heavy bags of financial worry and emotional pain off your tired shoulders. Drop them right here on the altar of my unconditional love, and do not pick them up again. You were never designed to carry the heavy machinery of your destiny alone, so let me bear the massive weight of your tomorrow. Receive this special blessing of absolute stillness into your weary soul now. I speak a holy calm over the ragings of your mind and the fears of your heart. Let my divine comfort wash over your body from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Feel the immediate relief of my presence saturating every single cell of your physical being because you are deeply safe with me. Your exhaustion is being replaced by a supernatural river of quiet joy. You can finally lay your head down on your pillow tonight without any racing thoughts. The night will bring you deep, restorative sleep, and your dreams will be sweet and peaceful. You will wake up tomorrow morning with a clean heart and a completely renewed spirit because my presence is your permanent refuge. I am sealing this holy moment of surrender with my everlasting covenant of peace. The storm outside may continue to roar, but the sanctuary inside your soul is completely unshakable. You have found the secret place of the Most High, and you are covered by my feathers. Rest beautifully, my beloved child, because your restoration has officially begun in the unseen world. The heavy storm has completely vanished from your horizon. You can open your eyes right now, look at the beautiful sunrise, and every step you take from this moment forward will be guided by a supernatural light that will lead you directly into your true inheritance. Your soul is clean. The old heavy chains are completely gone. You are no longer the broken survivor. You are a mighty conqueror today. While the enemy thought he could lock you inside a permanent cage of deep depression, I was quietly building an unbreakable fortress of divine favor around your entire bloodline. Stand tall, my child. You have stepped into a brand new season of divine favor. Your trembling knees are filled with strength. Lift your tired eyes toward heaven, because the long hours of your agonizing containment have finally served their holy purpose. You are now equipped to manage the immense wealth of your promised land. The waiting is over. Every single scar on your body tells a glorious story of complete victory. The adversary wanted to destroy your confidence. He wanted to make you quit. But I have converted your deepest wounds into a sharp weapon of spiritual authority that will shatter the complex fortresses of fear in others. You are deeply loved. You are my beautiful light bearer in a world filled with deep shadows. I have chosen you out of millions. Your heart is pure and good, while the people around you only saw a forgotten soul sitting in the low dust of the wilderness. I saw a royal heir to an unshakable kingdom. Your value is infinite. The profound truth has been delivered to your heart with absolute clarity. Now there is only one final step left. Your obedience is required right now. I did not bring this massive illumination into your atmosphere just for you to hide it away, because this message is a living seal of protection. Listen to me. Let us complete this holy ritual of deep gratitude together. Do not let the thief steal your peace. Relax your tight shoulders immediately, like this message right now, as a formal act of covenant between your heart and mine, because your action will lock the door against the spirits of anxiety. Receive my comfort. This is your urgent mission from the throne of grace. I do not want you to absorb this water alone. Other souls are dying of thirst today. There are 3 fragile individuals in your specific circle of connection who are secretly crying out for a tangible sign of my divine presence. You must find them. Share this complete message with those 3 individuals as a messenger of light. Do not hesitate or delay your steps. Their deliverance is connected to your obedience. You are the direct answer to their desperate midnight prayers that reached my sanctuary during the darkest hours of the painful night. Pass the blessing forward. Subscribe to this sacred channel right now to remain aligned with my daily guidance. Turn on the notification bell immediately. Do not miss my dynamic instructions. The journey ahead requires constant spiritual nourishment, and I have designated this holy space for the regular restoration of your tired soul. Stay connected always. Every time you return to this sanctuary, you will receive a fresh deposit of peace. The enemy wants to isolate you. He fears your ultimate growth. By subscribing to these words, you are declaring your permanent residency in my house, while you build an unbreakable shield with the community of the chosen ones. You are safe here. Leave a short testimony in the comment section below to share your feelings. Describe how my voice touched your spirit. Do not remain completely silent. Your written text will serve as a legal monument in the spiritual realm that marks the exact day your heavy captivity ended forever. Speak of my goodness. When you praise my name, you multiply the flow of my abundant favor. The enemy trembles at your voice. Your words carry massive power. Your story will become a loud trumpet of hope that will break the iron chains of depression in the hearts of millions. Let your light shine brightly. Your home is now a sacred fortress that no dark weapon can penetrate. The angels of protection have built a wall. Your family members are secure. You will begin to notice the immediate fruits of this divine alignment before the current week ends, because unexpected streams of provision are rushing in. Trust my supply. You will look back at your years of scarcity with a smile. Your mouth will be filled with laughter. The old tears are completely gone. I am turning your long winter into a beautiful summer of endless harvest, while your storehouses overflow with the pure riches of heaven. Your waiting is finished. Do not allow the critical voices of your old critics to disturb your inner sanctuary. They only see your earthly shell. They cannot perceive my glory inside you. They judged your path when you were sitting in the low dust of the isolated wilderness, but they will have to look up soon. I am elevating you. Your public vindication is a legal decree that has been signed by the Supreme Judge. You do not have to defend your character. Do not argue with your enemies. Silence is your greatest weapon, because my loud favor will speak on your behalf during the moments of injustice. Walk with kingly dignity. Let the heavy memories of betrayal fade away from your renewed mind. I have already removed the treacherous companions. They can no longer hurt your soul. They thought they were rejecting your presence, but they were actually being evicted by my hand for your ultimate protection. Thank me for the endings. You are entering a season of genuine alignments and holy fellowships. Sincere friends are coming to you. They will love you for who you are. They will not exploit your vulnerability, because they will honor the sacred temple that I have carefully built inside your gentle spirit. You are entering rest. Breathe in the divine oxygen of my absolute presence right now. Let your heart expand with pure expectation. Your future contains no terror or panic. I have gone ahead of your steps to flatten the high mountains and straighten the crooked paths of your destiny. Your tomorrow is perfectly secure. Your physical health is being completely restored to its original design. The roots of exhaustion are gone. Your nervous system is clean and calm. You will sleep deeply tonight without the tormenting shadows of anxiety running through your thoughts during the dark midnight hours. Wake up, filled with energy. The generational curses that bound your bloodline for decades are now utterly broken. You stood as the faithful bridge. Your family is coming out of limitation. The children who come after your steps will walk in an open highway of prosperity, because your obedience altered history forever. Your legacy is brilliant. We are sealing this long message with an everlasting blanket of protection. These words are not fleeting thoughts. They will not vanish tomorrow morning. They are eternal seeds that will produce a massive harvest of peace and abundance inside your life while you walk in obedience. Hold on to them firmly. Do not allow the mundane distractions of the world to choke this holy seed. Keep your thoughts anchored on my promises. The transition has already started today. While the enemy tries to divert your attention with empty worries, my angels are working behind the scenes to manifest your victory. Trust my perfect timing. I am proud of your quiet endurance through the long hours of the midnight watch. You did not abandon your post. Your faith remained alive in the dark. Although your heart was breaking into small pieces during the storm, you still chose to look up and trust my hidden plan. Heaven recognizes your loyalty. Now the secret warrior can finally lay down the heavy sword and rest. The battle has been fully won by my supreme power. Your victory is completely secure. My peace covers you now, and I will never leave your side, because you are my beloved child forever. Sleep safely in my arms. I am with you.